Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Welcome all again to today's session. This is week 6 of comprehensive course on Buddhism, and our session 1 today is continuing with the main topic of how to use Dhamma in the society, family, society, and community. And we are going to cover today is right livelihood, avoiding wrong livelihood, and proper use of wealth. So, and our topic, our teacher today is Venbit Pujinawangsa. He is joining us from Mahabodhi Society, Suknachari, Arunachal Pradesh. So, Bante, if I have your permission, Bante, I wanted to start the session. Yeah. Okasa vandami Bante, Dvaratayena, Maya Kattang Sabba Paradhang, Kamatume Bante. Dutiyam Piyokasa vandami Bante, Dvaratayena, Maya Kattang Sabba Aparadhang, Kamatume Bante. Tatiyam Piyokasa vandami Bante, Dvaratayena, Maya Kattang Sabba Aparadhang, Kamatume Bante. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much, Bante. On behalf of all the participants, I request you for today's Dhamma discussion.
Today's topic is right livelihood, which is a factor of Noble Eightfold Path. So we are going to take this right livelihood. So before taking it, we should know what is the main power behind this right livelihood. From where it has originated. Now in Vidya Sutta, so there is a source of all enlightenment factors, Noble Eightfold Path. So that source is Vidya. Vidya means wisdom, knowledge. So in Vidya Sutta, the Buddha said, Vidyam Bhikkhave Ubbangama Sabba Kusala Sampattiyo. So here it is means among all the states of wholesome, the wisdom goes first. It is said in Vidya Sutta, among all the statements or wholesome actions, Vidya goes first. From Vidya, then it is followed by Hiri and Ottappa. After that, Samadhi comes. So Hiri Ottappa is two Lokya Dhammas which protect the world. And after these two, Noble Eightfold Path followed. Sammaditthi, then Y1, Y1. Sammaditthi then followed Samma Sankappa, Samma Vayama, Samma Kammantu, Samma Ajit. So they had main source, that is Vijja. And now our subtopic is also avoiding wrong livelihood. So it has also a source, that is Avijja. Avijja Bhikkhave Ubbangama Sabha Kusala Sampatti. Sabha Kusala Sampatti. That is, the Avijja is the foremost chief among all the impurities, unwholesomes. After Avijja, then Anotappa, Ahiri, Anotappa followed. After that, Michya Ditti, Michya Sankappa, Michya Vayama, those are followed. Michya Ditti, Michya Sankappa, those are followed. Noble Eightfold Path. Not Noble Eightfold Path, just opposite of Noble Eightfold Path. When Michya Ditti arises, then Michya thoughts, and because of influence by Michya, wrong, because it is directed by wrong, so everything become wrong. So here we are now talking, now we are taking two things. One is from positive, one from negative side. So Sammaditthi is it from, that is from positive side, which has Vijja as a source and followed by Yaryotapa, and then all Noble Eightfold Path. From negative side, Michya Ajiva, which has main source, Avijja. So Samma Ajiva means right livelihood, which gives welfare of oneself, protection for oneself, welfare for others, protection for others. So how it protects and how it is for, how it is promote welfare. When, well, see, now anyone having some responsibilities, duty to earn a living, then a Buddhist, being a Buddhist, we don't kill and we don't promote killings. So here the Buddha mentioned very clearly about Samma Ajiva. That is, a Buddhist should not trade of drugs, of weapons, or he should not do business of, he should not trade, trading of slaves and prostitutions, and should not produce meat product by killing animals, innocent animals. And also very important thing is like alcoholic. So earning from here, it is Michya Ajiva, wrong livelihood. This is wrong livelihood. So when we avoid this, then slowly we can develop the positive things, that is Sama Ajiva, Sama Ajiva. After developing Sama Ajiva, then slowly, automatically all factors, one by one, slowly a person can develop. But this is Sama Ajiva. If we are talking about today, all the upasakas have upasikas have attended this session. So this is for them, for householder, what to do, what not to do. So here there is a this is there is a story, there is a sutta where we can say the promote the wrong livelihood. Of course, there are many suttas. Last time we also discussed about Duccharita Vipaka Sutta, which which can lead a person who is breaking silas, which can lead a person to land into hell, niraya, prachana, peta. If he has some punya, some good karma, then of course he can live on as a human being, but he will be, tortured, or he will live as a poor fellow. For him, the life will not be easy. Will not be easy. So this is why the Buddhists promote Sama Ajiva, which is avoiding of killing, avoiding and stealing, avoiding of killings and of wrong business, which are illegal and not good for human existence, and also for non-human existence, animal, etc. So here there are many ways to promote, to develop right livelihood, and that the Buddha mentioned in Dhega Janu Sutta about what what upasaka or upasaka can do. So whatever duty or responsibilities, or he can earn his living by different crafts. He can do work under the kings, and he can do uh, growing anything, and he can uh, do like making some vehicles, some crafts, different crafts under a king or under anyone else. He can do. With that, he can earn very nicely, but he should mention it. He should maintain it uh, very nicely. So after avoiding these two, avoiding Micha Ajiva, then Sama Ajiva, of course, it is easy. And of course, when Sama Ajiva anyone practice, then he has this Samadhitti, Lokya Samadhitti, which is called Kama Sataka Samadhitti, believing on Kama and Kama reward, Kama and Kama result. So this is can be followed only by a person who believes Kama. Then only it can be followed. Otherwise, uh, it can't be followed by anyone. Now there is one sutta, very interesting sutta, which covers uh, Sama Ajiva, and it also narrate on a prosperous life of upasaka. How can upasaka live a prosperous life and develop life? How can he maintain everything very nicely? So once the Buddha was in Kolia country, in a market. He was living in a market called Kakkarapata. So it is from Dhigajanu Sutta. That sutta tells about a householder's life. So this Dhigajanu was there and he approached to the Buddha and he paid respect to the Buddha and he paid respect to the Buddha and said, "Oh blessed one, the householders uh, having using lots of uh, golds, bearing lots of golds, using lots of sandalwood from Kasi. So please advise us, oh blessed one, how can we live a happy life here and hereafter?" After that, the Buddha said, after that, the Buddha delivered this discourse on the questions which asked by Upasaka Dhigajanu. Now the Buddha said, see, Dhigajanu, there are four attainments, four sampadas that should be those every Upasaka should have. Now those those sampadas should have everyone by Upasakas and Upasikas. It was given only like the question which asked by Dhigajanu Brahmana. So the Buddha answered him, first should have Uttana Sampada. Uttana Sampada, which means skilled and delighted in one's livelihood. He should be very skilled and delighted in his work, in his duties, his responsibilities. So he can earn his living. And second one is, that is very important. Second one is Arakha Sampada. Arakha Sampada means whatever you have, you should protect it. It should not be carried out by water. It should and it should be protected from burning. It should be protected from thieves. It should be protect from a king who can seize it. The third one is, the Buddha said, Kalyana Mittata. So Kalyana Mittata is also very important to maintain our good life. So in Upasaka's life, as well as monk's life, both we should have Kalyana Mitta. So here Kalyana Mitta defines two aspects, but there are some similarities. Kalyana Mitta for monks and in Kalyana Mitta for monks and Kalyana Mitta for Upasakas. So for monks, it is like a once the Anandavanti said to Lord Buddha, "Oh blessed one, I feel that Kalyana Mitta, when a monk has a Kalyana Mitta, is half brahmacharya life and half journey towards Nibbana. It fulfills." Then Buddha said, "No, Ananda, no, not like that. When a friend you have, Kalyana Mitta you have, a good friend, then it is sure that it makes complete fulfillment of Nibbana, fulfillment of brahmacharya." So here also in Upasaka's life or Upasika's life, the Buddha also mentioned a Kalyana Mitta. So here a Kalyana Mitta, which he traveled throughout the market and cities, and he go to and he having discussion with elders and seniors, youngers, and very faithful, a very virtuous discussion with virtuous one, discussion with people who are doing offerings, and the people who have lots of faith, people who have wisdom. In a similar manner, this noble person, this noble Kalyana Mitta also treating in a similar way. Whenever he meets a, a Saddhavanta, Saddha Sampanna Upasaka, he treats him with all his, all-heartedly with respect, all-heartedly with respect, and all-heartedly with, if he meets with generous, then wholeheartedly with same character. And when he meets with Panyavanta, he treats them in a similar way, how they act. So these are the qualities which Buddha mentioned for Kalyana Mitta, and who can guide a Upasaka. Now fourth one is Samajivika. Samajivika, which means to balance a life. To balance a life. To balance a life means whatever you are loving, you are living, you are earning your living in a, like you are earning your living, so you cannot live highly or you cannot live like very low, a very inferior life as a very poor fellow, but you are maintaining your life, you are maintaining your life, you are maintaining your life. You are not trying to be live in a very luxurious, and you are also not trying to live as a life of very poor fellow. You are maintaining both you are maintaining in a, like you are not living luxurious as well as you are not living uh, poor fellow life. So this is the Samajivika, the fourth sampada. Sampada, normal sampada means attainments or no, normally attainments, and it is succeed. Sometimes it is called succeed. So here we can understood sampada means a conditioned, a living condition, or living condition we can say. So these are the four sampadas, four ways, we can say four ways of upasakas to live. So whatever this earning we are having, we should be very committed and very diligent towards our jobs, our responsibilities, which we are going to have, from which we are going to have money. So after saving this money, we can have many things, like we can have different benefits as well. What are those benefits? We can have achi sukha. Achi sukha we can have achi sukha means the happiness from ownership. We can say it is mine. So we can have happiness of ownership. And anavajya sukha, we can have anavajya sukha. Upasaka can have anavajya sukha. That means anavajya sukha means happiness from one's own livelihood. Then fourth one is anana sukha, which means happiness of being free, death. And the last one we can have, upasakas can have bhoga sukha. Bhoga sukha means we can share the happiness from sharing one's own wealth. We can do some charity, or we can help people who are needy ones. So these are the chances, these are the opportunities which we can have while we have right livelihood. Because when we have wrong livelihood, then those thoughts can come, can enjoy, we can enjoy. But the last one, to sharing with others, it is quite difficult, because in most of cases we can see it is quite difficult to to share with others, because when a person who like terrorist cannot share because they are doing murdering to the people, or if you are doing like business of uh, drugs, you cannot share very easily. It is quite very difficult. So those positive things are very difficult to come in a person to share this one's wealth with others and other needy people. Needy people. So this is great opportunity after this when you are living a livelihood. This is also a very great opportunity to do some punya kamma and to feel relaxed. Otherwise, when you have loans, you cannot be satisfied. So there is the Buddha further going on, and he's telling, if you have this much of money, or you have accumulated money from your living, from your job or jobs duties, you are earning your living, and you have accumulated, a person have accumulated lots of money, but if he has he is doing reminiscing, or you can say divanchari and drunkenness and indulgence oneself into gambling, and fourth one is a wrong friend. This four this four thing can destroy your whole property which you have earned through right livelihood. If you have little lack of knowledge, of course you will have a wrong friend. He can guide you somewhere, and you can lost very easily your accumulated money. So Buddha, the Blessed One, gave a beautiful example there. That's Buddha. He said, suppose there is a great tank of water where rainwater uh, fall, and where you collect rainwater. So in that tank, there is two gates. You can say entrance gate and exit gate. You kept your entrance gate as low and open exit gate from where all water will go away. So there the Buddha said it cannot be accepted. What would be accepted? It would be accepted that there will not be enough water in that tank. So similarly, when these four things, if any person doing, if any person possesses with these four, reminiscing, one is reminiscing, and second one is drunkenness, who is taking alcoholic and drugs, etc. Third one is indulging oneself in gambling. Fourth one is a wrong friend. So there is a very beautiful story about that indulgence oneself in gambling. It is it it is story happened somewhere, not somewhere in Bangalore itself. And Badavante was there in Bangalore, and when our main temple were under construction, so he was working outside. We heard this story from Ananda Bandiji. So if a person was coming from front side of Bada Banteji, and Bada Banteji was doing walking out of the gate, this side, a side of the road. So he see he saw this fellow who's coming very sad and seems to be very unhappy. And Badavante asked him to come. Badavante said, "Hey, you come here. What happened? Why are you looking so unhappy?" He said, "Oh, Bante, oh, sir, now I can't live. I'm going to do suicide." He said like that. Then Badavante instructed him politely, "Come on and sit, do meditation." Badavante instructed him about meditation, and he did meditation nicely. So now his mood is changed. Now he got fresh up. See the right time, at the right time he got this Kalyana Mitra, great friend, great noble friend. So he can save his life. Why he were going to do suicide? Because he lost everything in horse race. There is one horse race just nearby Mahabodhi, Bangalore. So he lost everything there. So at the right time, he met such a noble person, such a noble friend, Kalyana Mitra. So if if a person don't have noble friends and they can be guided by such if anyone has a good friend or if anyone has wrong friend, the right noble person, noble friend can guide them easily in a right path, but wrong person can also very dangerous. They can destroy and they can let you to get lost of your wealth. So these four are very dangerous things in Upasaka's life to be safe from these four. Romanism, first one, and second one is um, indulging indulging in gambling and a wrong friend, and of course the second one was uh, drunkenness. You should not have drunk. You should not drunk. This is the very important. These four: reminiscing, and a person should not drink and should not indulge himself into a gambling and should not have a bad friend or evil friend. So if these are not there, if there is this four, then easily the water tank can be empty. So Buddha said there could not be water. If then Buddha said further, if there is uh, if a person close the the door, exit door, and open entrance door, then what the water can be kept and it can be full. So here the Buddha said, what can we do? What can be done? So Buddha gave a very beautiful example. He gave if if a person have Saddha and Sila, Chava and Panya. So this person can be understood as a tank which is filled by water. So these four, what are the meanings? Saddha Sampada, a person who have belief in the enlightenment of the Buddha. There are 9 attributes of the Buddha, 9 qualities of the Buddha. And so if we explain slowly, if I will not take much time about So I can explain you the little bit about Saddha. So Saddha normally means uh, the faith on Buddha's great enlightenment and its great quality. That is Araham, Buddha's great quality, Araham, Sama Sambuddho, what we have recited in our chanting. Araham, Sama Sambuddho, Vijacharan Sambanno, Sugato, Lokavidhu, Anuttaro Purisadhamma Sarathi, Satthadev Manusanam, Buddho, Bhagava. So these are the 9 qualities. So Araham means there is a lot of explanation about Araham, but I will tell you in a brief and one explanation. Araham means Araho Bhavati Araham, which means there is no becoming of the Buddha. And you can take one more example, definition of Araham. There is no lobha, natti lobo, natti doso, natti moho, iti bhagava, iti araham. There is no lobha, no dosa, no moha. So thus it is called araham. So these are the definition. There is one more beautiful definition of araham. Arikatati araham. One who destroyed the enemy. So enemy means normally it is said these 3: lova, which is greed; dosa, which is hatred; moha, which is delusion. So actually, these 9 qualities are great objective of meditation, which can take you, if any person develop the meditation on these 9 qualities of the Buddha, then he can develop up to the upachara samadhi, axis concentration, which is near concentration of jhana. So this upachara samadhi can help a person to do vipassana very nicely. You can see Namarupa very clearly. So likewise, there are 8 more qualities of the Buddha. Samma Sambuddho, which means Samma means rightly, Sangha love self, Buddha means it's expressed about, it's said about Bodhi, one who rightly attained enlightenment with 6 more great qualities. There are 6 more qualities in Samma Sambuddha, Samma Sambodhi. So for meditation, a person can just know the meaning of this word Samma, which means right. Samma love self without anybody's help. Bodhi, Buddha means it comes from Bodhi, Bhujyati. So it comes from Bhujyati, so it is Bodhi. So here a person can understand, when he meditate on Samma Sambuddha, can understand the meaning, the Blessed One who become the Buddha by himself without anybody's help. So again and again, Samma Sambuddho, Samma Sambuddho, Samma Sambuddho. Here he recites, but slowly when he recites, he can develop, he can understand the meaning simultaneously. The recitation in the mind, as well as and then slowly he can be very familiar with the word of Samma, Sang, Buddho. So he can understand the meaning very clearly. So slowly he can develop the concentration. Then again, third one is Vijacharana Sampanno. Vijacharana Sampanno, which means the Blessed One, embodiment of knowledge and wisdom. So slowly there are more explanation about this. There are many vijjas and about 16 charitas characters. So for that, some study required to meditate on this as the great qualities of the Buddha. So the fourth one is Sugato, which is grammatically has different meaning, of course, and the philosophically, which has different meaning. Sometimes on based on Pali grammar, the both can come together. Both can be like Sugata, which means to Agata, ati Sugata, one who comes happily into this world, into this life, and Sugata, Su plus Gatta, which is said who taught this Dhamma for Bahujana Hitaya, Bahujana Sukhaya, for well-being, for promotion of well-being and welfare of the world. So it has like that meaning. Like this, likewise, there are others meaning. Some Sugato, then Lokavidhu. Lokavidhu means knower of the world, which has also very profound meaning. So there is no time, I think, to explain all these meanings. And of course, I can tell you the particular meaning in a simple, without explanation. Lokavidhu, which means knower of the world. Anuttaru Purisadhamma Sarati, which means tamer of Anuttaru, incomparable tamer of gods and men. And Anuttaru Purisadhamma Sarati, normally it's said on like particular individual person. Okay. Sattade Manusanam, the God, the teacher of gods and men. Buddha. Here it is said Buddha means enlightener, who can give enlightenment, means who teach Dhamma, who can guide for enlightenment. Bhagava means some is extraordinary. Bhagava means the Buddha possesses with extraordinary qualities than normal arhantas or aggasavaka, mahasavaka. So these are the 9 qualities that we should contemplate and we should have faith. So this, which means the Saddha Sampada means here they on these 9 qualities of the Blessed One. Then there is this Sila Sampada. Sila Sampada means the virtue. Like you all are upasakas and upasikas. You can have this Sila Sampada. You can follow the Panchasilas and sometimes Athasilas as well. So this is Sila Sampada. Sampada means attainment, or Sampada means a succeed, achievement. Chaga Sampada, a person should offer. A person should offer. Chaga normally it is like similarly Dana Sampada. You can say Dana Sampada. You can understand Chaga Sampada. You can understand as a Dana Sampada, offering. And Panya Sampada, it is like more meditation, more about the Vipassana and stuff. Mostly Vipassana meditation, seeing Nama Rupas, as the rising and falling of Nama Rupas, Anicca Anatta Dukkha, that is called Sila Sampada. So the first, at the beginning of the sutta, there were asked 2 questions by the Brahmin, who said, "O Blessed One, please give Dhamma for to me, as we householders, we are living household life, and we have children's wife as a burden. We are using gold, and we are using this chandan, sandalwood powders from Kasi, like that." He explained. Then, out of compassion, the Buddha said this two method of living here in this life and hereafter in next life. For in this life, the person can have, the upasaka can have beautiful right livelihood for great sampadas. Those great sampadas are Uthana Sampada. Uthana Sampada, which means a person by which he earns his living, is skilled. He should do it skillfully, with diligently. And second one is Arakha, whatever he uh, collected money or properties, he should observe, he should protect it from men, dangers, and enemies, or thieves, or king, of water, or fire. The third one, Buddha mentioned Kalyana Mitra, which is who is very important, Kalyana Mitra, to guide, you know, to guide you in the right path. And fourth one, uh, Sama, Samajivika, which means to maintain your life according to your earning. You should not, you have like whatever you have earning, you should maintain your life according to that. You should not have big aims, uh, or you should not live as a poor fellow, very poor fellow. You should maintain yourself. So these four are the method which are given for for this present life. You can, a person can live very happily. And other four, which the Buddha mentioned for next life, are this Saddha Sampada, which means have faith to the Buddha's great enlightenment. Sila Sampada, which means to have Sila, practice Sila, the status of Sila. And Chaga Sampada, which means uh, Upasaka and Upasika can offer, Upasaka and Upasika can offer monks or anyone, whatever opportunity comes. And Sila Sampada, which means Upasaka or Upasya can take meditation, which Sila Sampada means that only. Meditation, sorry, Panya Sampada, which means Upasaka and Upasya can have meditation uh, to observe, to see, to penetrate Nama and Rupa as rising and passing away. The the rising and suggestion of Nama Rupa, and like can observe aniccanata dukkha. Of course, these are the main fundamental teaching aniccanata dukkha. So the nama rupa should be seen as a anicca, should be seen as a anatta, should be seen as a anicca, dukkha. So these are the three fundamental things that upasaka should do for for future life. So this can brings you a very bright and beautiful uh, future life. So this was the Dhiga Janusutta about avoiding wrong livelihood, or avoiding wrong livelihood, which is directly not mentioned here, but the right method has given. So whatever we do against this method, that would be the wrong method. Like if we have wrong friend who is not noble, then of course he will lead you somewhere, and now you are practicing silas. He can let you break any silas. He can, if once he just promote you take alcoholic, you can take very easily if you have a association with wrong friend. So that is why the Buddha also said, you know, Mangala Sutta, Sevana Chabalana, you should not have association with fool. So this is the way the upasaka and upasikas should live. We can upasaka and upasika can live it very easily. It is not that much difficult. It is once we have anyone, upasaka and upasika have faith on kamma and kamma vipaka. Of course, if a person meditates now, you all are like old Buddhist, So of course you are set for meditation. So it becomes very easy to understand when we are talking about Saddha Sampada, Sila Sampada, Chaga Sampada, Panya Sampada, and meditations. So it is also very easy, it becomes very easy to understand like Kama Sataka Samadhi or Kama Vipaka Samadhi, you can say Kama Vipaka Samadhi. So we can have very good chance, to practice this nice method to live perfect livelihood with all necessities what we need we can live without losing our accumulation of wealth, without any kind of or any kind of misfortune, any kind of suffering, especially mental suffering. Of course, there will be the hard work, but when you enjoy samajiva, then your mind, your mind will remain in peace. Here, the Buddha himself said, "Anavajya sukha." Here he himself said, "Anavajya sukha," which means the happiness coming from right livelihood. So these are very connected with each other. We cannot make them separate. So when you practice it, then this physical work will not make you tired, exhausted. You have peace of mind, uh, energy in the body. At any moment when you reflect that you're not doing any bad karmas or anything wrong with anyone, you're not harming, you're not doing business. So it's give a great satisfaction in our mind, and it also help. Uh, it's also help to meditate nicely. So this is the method. Of course, there are many stories which I can share, but I read one story of this very beautiful, which was very interesting. If we do not have Kalyanamita, what can be happen? So, and we can also see the result. Like there, at the time of the Buddha, there was a great uh, rich man who has a whose name was Mahadhana. So he had a son. So this son, his son was not intelligent. They also his parents also not promote him to asked him to do studies. He was very dull and very poor fellow. He raised in a luxury family, in a very with all the luxuries and all beautiful things, eatable things, and good clothes to wear. Now, after he became a young man, a grown up, now suddenly his parents dead. So before death, they planned to get marry this boy. So they were seeking a girl, but they could not find such a girl because he was uneducated, and of course he was uneducated. Mainly he was uneducated in our study. Like normally, what happened if you are uneducated, then surely you will get an uneducated wife. So this fellow who don't know anything else to trade, how to business, how to deal, how to deal with the people, and how to earn money. So he got married with one of the girl from rich family. Now this girl was also not educated. Now they got married, and suddenly their parents died. Now they have enjoyed lot their money. They enjoyed their money, and they enjoyed till their money finished, because they don't know anything how to earn money, but they were spending lots of money which was collected by their parents. Now they have finished everything. They become poor fellows. And see, this is what happened when we don't have a good friend, or when we don't have a right education, when we are not giving a right education to the children, or when person don't have a good friend to lead our life. So from here we can understood this is a very beautiful story. So whenever we have opportunity, and when we practice the Dhamma, we always should have a good friend, Dhamma friend. So I think this is my topic today about right livelihood and avoiding of wrong livelihood. So with this, I conclude here, and if there is any question, we can go ahead. Thank you.
Sadhu, 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 Bhante. Thank you very much for this great discourse today. Bhante Jinwans has joined us from Mahabodhi Sukhnachari in Northeast. Bhante, your bandwidth was low, so I had stopped your video, Bhante, so we could hear you with a great with a good sound quality. I also wanted to mention that our host Bhante Buddhadatta is sick, and Bhante Dhammadatta has agreed to take on the host responsibility for today's class. Bhante Dhammadatta, do you want to put any comments for today's course, Bhante, before we go on to the question and answer?
So today the topic was about the avoiding wrong livelihood and the proper use of the wealth. This is two topic, but it's very related to each other. And so this livelihood that we call Samma Ajiva. So this is one of the part factor of the Buddha's teaching. So to attain Nibbana, to gain Nibbana, to free from all suffering, there are 8 kinds of paths. By following that path, we can attain the Nibbana. So avoiding the wrong livelihood means we are not working on that path. So avoiding wrong livelihood means we are working on the one of that path. So it is very important to our life to live a very right livelihood. So the if I speak on the wrong livelihood is basically the engaging any kinds of business or a trade which is involve violence, stealing, lying, or deceit, fraud, and that which harms oneself and harms others. So that is the main wrong livelihood. If there are 5 kinds of wrong livelihood, as Bhante already mentioned, the business about the weapons, that which used for harming, like weapons used for the harming other beings, and the business about the human beings, that's kinds of prostitute, running prostitute, and like that. The business of meat, it means killing beings and selling their meats. And business of intoxicating things, that is which intoxicate alcoholic things. And the business of poison, that used for killing living beings. Like now, modern times, many farmers also using that kinds of poison to kill insect in the farm. So that is also a wrong livelihood. So avoiding this wrong livelihood, it is just right livelihood. So this is best basically for the layman, the lay upasaka and lay upasika. But for monks and nuns, there are many lists of wrong livelihood because the monks' life and nun lives are totally different. So they have different wrong livelihood. So I will not go through that. So then normally, like the people have the idea of livelihood or what I am like to do, that is right livelihood. Like some people bring the kinds of job and he likes that kinds of job and he is happy with that job and he think maybe like I am doing the right livelihood. My livelihood is earning is good in good way because I'm happy of doing this thing and enjoying the things. But here the Buddha said that wrong right livelihood is not based on the like or dislike. It's just based on the wholesomeness and unwholesomeness. So when we are doing any kinds of wrong action through speech and bodily action to earning our living, so that is just our own livelihood. So normally, like so there was in the Buddha's time there was a soldier. So one soldier came to the Buddha and he asked the Buddha, Lord, in ancient time it's saying like old ancient from traditional it's saying like to serve the country and to save our country to for that effort and that things bring us happiness and after that it can reborn in the heavenly world. So then Buddha said then this soldier asked the Buddha what it is really a beneficial or it is really after death it's reborn to the divine world. So then Buddha said to that Upasaka, don't ask this question. So then again he asked and again the Buddha refused. Then third time, then when he asked again third time, then Buddha said, no, what you are thinking is just a wrong view. And what people are saying is just a wrong view. So the soldier, like the soldier who are killing human beings, it is just an evil action. And it's after he's passing away, he may be born in the hell or in the animal world. So this is based on the soldier because normally people think that to become a soldier is a good and but according to Buddhists it is also a wrong livelihood. So then if we see the right livelihood, then Buddha said in one sutta, so ida aus ida usu arya sawako michha jivang pahayang samma jivang jivikang kappeti ayang uchata samma ajivo. So in this case, we are the disciple of the Buddha having abandoned dishonest livelihood, it is wrong livelihood, and keep his right livelihood, and it's called right livelihood. So normally for right livelihood, we need three main things like right understanding, right effort, and right mindfulness. To 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 live their right livelihood, we always understanding because we have to understand whether this kinds of livelihood is um, good or bad, which is harming other or not. So we have to understand first. Then we have a kinds of effort to avoid the wrong livelihood. So then that is effort we need, and then we have always mindfulness of not harming other beings, and when we are earning our livelihood. So that is mindfulness, right mindfulness. So with right livelihood, it is the right understanding, right effort, and right mindfulness goes together. And if we see that right livelihood is just a right action and right speech, so then this almost that every eight novel eightfold part is connected to each other, so it's followed by one by one. So therefore right livelihood is very important in our life. So this is right livelihood. So if we see the proper use of wealth, as a good Bante mentioned, Jinamasa Bante mentioned the Vyagyapaja Higachanu Sutta, and that sutta the Buddha give example of a big tank, as Bante mentioned, like if the tank has inlet, 4 inlet and 4 outlet. So if somebody close the inlet and open the outlet, so then for that kinds of then tank inside the tank, the water will not remain. The tank will become empty. So even so, in our life, for a householder, if there are 4 ways to earning and protect our wealth, and there are 4 ways that destroy our wealth. So as Bante mentioned already about that, what are the 4? So here is one good example of one I will speak. There are 3 kinds of people. That is, one is the people with the one eye. First one is one person with blind, and second one is person with one eye, and third one is person with the 2 eye. So the first one is the person who is blind is similar to the person who doesn't know how to earn wealth and how to protect wealth, how to use of that wealth. So he doesn't know anything about the regarding the wealth, earning wealth. So it is just like a blind person. And then second one is the person with one eye. It is like he know earning, but he doesn't know how to use and how to earn in proper way without harming others. Like he earning the wealth, but he earning wealth through the uh, like in the wrong way, with the like harming other beings or robbing other properties, and in this way he earning other wealth, but he doesn't know how to set that wealth. So it is like a one eye person, and then there is a person who is with the 2 eyes. It is like a person who know the right way to earning, the right livelihood, and also he know the right use of the wealth, how we use this wealth and how where we should use the wealth, and there is he know. So that because as Bante mentioned, our wealth are always destroyed by few reasons. Like if somebody is addicted to drinking alcoholic drugs, so his wealth will destroy. If somebody is addicted to gambling, his or her wealth will destroy. If somebody is addicted to humanizing or entertainment or amusement, if somebody is addicted to these kinds of things, then his wealth may not remain with him, or it will destroy. Or if somebody has a bad company, like as Bante mentioned one story that the son of the the person, the millionaire. So after his parents died, so his parents were the gambler and drunkard. So then his parents know that the son of that millionaire has a lots of wealth, so we can take advantage from him. So his parents try to engage in alcoholic things. So first they try 1 or 2 times, then he become addicted to alcoholic. Then later, slowly all the wealth destroy, and finally he become, and he and his wife become a beggar. So in this way, if somebody has a bad company, or the person who are always gambler, drunkard, or some kinds of person if we have in our life, so then our wealth will become destroyed. So then the person of haunting at the street, like somebody become a very uh, uh, despite with his life, and he just roaming here and there without any guidance, so his wealth might be destroyed. And then last one is, if somebody has a habitual of laziness, idleness, he's lazy to do anything, so his wealth also will destroy. So these are the some reason. So in our life, if something we have in like this, our wealth will not remain with us, so we will destroy. So we should avoid these things: addicting, gambling, uh, addicting in the womanizing, entertainment, uh, amusement, and or wrong friend. So it's very important in our life. Then these are some kinds. So like this, we can save our wealth, or we can use in the proper way. So even in some suttas, the Buddha said we should divide our wealth in 4 ways. One is used for our daily life, daily expenditure, and another one is used for save for the emergency purpose, because our life is uncertain. Anytime anything can happen in our life, so we should save the some wealth for that emergency purpose. And then another parts of the wealth we should use for to helping our relatives who are very need for our help. We should help the relatives with our wealth. And then last one is we should keep the wealth for supporting monks and nuns. So because monks and nuns not earning the wealth, they are always depending on lay people. So the lay people should keep that wealth for the monks and nuns to support. So the Buddha said these 4 kinds of these 4 divide of the wealth. So if we use in this way, then we can have the happiness in our life, because in a one in Dhammapada, the Buddha said one mentioned like the wealth destroy the foolish, like foolish person, like somebody is very foolish, he doesn't know about how to save the wealth, or he's doing evil things. If he has the wealth, that wealth destroy him. Like if he has wealth, he start to drinking or engaging in the many unwholesome things, and because of his wealth, he become bad people. So therefore, the Buddha said, if person doesn't know how to use the wealth in proper way, then that wealth destroy his life. So therefore, we should know how to use in the proper way, where we should use, and then how to earn the wealth is the right livelihood. So with this, I stop here, so we can go to the question and answer.
Yeah, thank you, Bhante. Thank you very much. I wanted to start with the first question. Bhante, the first question is related to the combination, right livelihood and wrong livelihood. So it is related to, I'll take the first part of it, eating meat. It is related to meat. If or non-vegetarian, if selling meat is part of, is not part of Samba Ajiva, then how can it become a good karma for a consumer if they are non-vegetarian and eating meat? Can you please comment on this one, Dante?
Yes, yes, Pastor.
Yes, Dante, please go
So
ahead.
it is like there are 5 reasons, right? So killing, and when the thing is according to the, like Buddha what mentioned about monks, for monks to eat meat, what Buddha Blessed One advised. If monk sees that it is kill for you, or if a monk hear that it might be killed for me, or just he guess after receiving, before receiving or after receiving, he guess it might be received, it might be killed for me. Then Buddha very strictly said the monks will not receive it. But here it will not be offense for monk. Why? Let me explain you. So there is he is not involving in killing. How it is? In a, there is 5 conditions which need to cause to which we can say cause to kill a living being. What is those 5 conditions? First one is the living being should be, there should be living being, not dead body. There should be living being. And second, it should be the person who is killing, he should have intention. Third one is the person should kill the animal, or the animal should not be alive. And fourth one is there should be, I think, intention I have mentioned or not? Have I mentioned intention? The intention should be there.
To intention to kill should be there, then it is considered killing. Okay, Bhante.
Yes, the intention should be there. Then one more is there. Then it should be, then it should accept. It is like panatipata. It is wrong livelihood. If there is no intention for monks, like when monks receiving, because monks are going alms round. Normally, the monks are going alms round, or some buying meat. But if the monks guess like first three conditions, if monks guess, oh, it might be for me, then monks should not accept. Or if monks hear the sound, oh, this so and so animal killed for me, or he personally saw while it was killing. So in cases, the monks will not accept. And the last 4, which I mentioned, is involvement into direct killing. So logically, a person can say, or we try to interpret, but ultimately, if you see, if I want to kill animal, or then it's already done. No? According to the teaching of the Buddha, the animal should be alive, but it already done. It already killed. So for monks, for anyone, not only the monks, if anyone eating meat, then it is no problem. If he's taking personally, or if he guess it is for me, then of course, then Buddha directly said he or she or a monk or a bhikshuni should not eat.
Thank you, Bhante. Bhante, so again, in a similar line, there is a second trade which has been told not to be a sammajiva, which is selling wine or selling intoxicants. So not to indulge in those sort of trade is sammajiva then. So if selling is not good, and that is not a sammajiva, then obviously consuming is not good as well. So why wine or any intoxicants is treated differently than, say, like non-vegetarian, consuming non-vegetarian food?
Consuming non-vegetarian, you mean meat, no?
Right, yes, Bhante, yeah.
Yeah. So I have said, like, the first answer I already gave about the conditions of killing. Condition of killing the animal must be alive, and there should be intention, and a person should try to kill it, and the animal should be died. These are the condition for or commit to do a action, to commit a evil. So this is the direct, direct connection with the action. It will not bear any unwholesome results, because he or she does not have intention. Buddha mentioned very clearly, intention must be there, and the living being should be alive. Should be alive. It should not be dead body, and if he like he tried to kill, then it should be, the being should be totally, should be died. So these are the condition for direct direct action.
Okay,
Then it
Bhante.
is no problem.
Okay, thank you very much, Bhante. And so just to clarify, these conditions don't apply for consuming alcohol. So consuming alcohol remains to be the unwholesome act. Thank you, Bhante. Again, on a similar thought process, Bhante, Samma Ajiva, when we talk about, then the soldiers are protecting our country, and the trade itself, or the duty itself might call for killing of enemy soldiers, maybe. So how does the people should look at this from a Samma Ajiva point of view?
So there is, very interesting. I think there is one discourse the Buddha delivered. Mostly we have, like, me and my teacher Dhammadutta Bhanteji has spoke about Samajiva and Vichajiva. Some of the points, like the positive and negative points, are left. Like we can see, like what you have asked right now. So the Buddha gave, the Blessed One gave Raja Dhamma, how to control, like how to roll, or how to run how to run the country. There is a specific discourse. So, like you have mentioned, you will make videos. So there can be, we answer the question after getting all the specific material.
Right, Bhante. Yes, I get that, Bhante. So this question would need little more explanation to kind of clarify what is Samma and what is not Samma in that particular trade. So yes, Bhante, we will take that question in the. I'm making note of that question, Bhante, for the video. So we will do that, Bhante. Again, on a similar line of thought process, Bhante, similar line of questioning, I see a lot of questions related to a trade of prostitution or indulging in human trafficking. Whether all of these are considered to be not Samma Ajiva, Bhante, if you are somebody forcing somebody to indulge in prostitution, whether it's men or women, how can people look at this? Can you give little more clarity on this one, Bhante? What is that we should constitute as a Samma Ajiva, not Samma Ajiva?
Okay, Michajiva, you mean. So if anyone forcing to others to do, that is the question, right?
Yes, Bhante. So there are a couple of points to this one, Bante. First one is only a woman doing prostitution that is not Sammajiva, but male can indulge in, or is it applicable for both? That's the first question. Second question is,
Yeah.
you are not doing it yourself, but you are forcing somebody else to do it, be it for whatever benefits or for money or something like that. So is that Sammajiva then? Then the third one is whether you are forcing it on, or whether you are engaged in human trafficking, so in slave trade, let's just say it that way. Is that not a Sammajiva? So those are the three major points to this one, Bante.
See, if like women or men doing prostitution, it is same for both women and men, for both it is same. If anyone forcing, then he may not involve directly, but forcing is there. No? There is a pressure. Mentally you are involving. Mentally you are involving. Anyway, physically you are away from it, but mentally you are there. Mentally you are involving. So it is Micha Jiva. And what was the third question?
The third one is, Bante, if you are engaging in human trafficking, so you are not doing it yourself, you are just engaged in selling or buying, yeah, like child trafficking, human trafficking, women trafficking. Is that?
Yeah,
Is,
can you make me clear? Trafficking means what?
Trafficking meaning, Bante, you are smuggling or taking women from one part of country for and selling her, or taking her to another part of country where she might be used in prostitutions or some other illicit trades.
Yes, yes. Michajiva. It comes under Michajiva, wrong.
Okay, Bante.
Yes. Of course,
so
you are going to earn, yes. You are going to earn from there, no? Or
right, Bante,
it is also wrong thing.
Okay, Bante. And I see a similar question related to with using pesticides. So you are a farmer, you are trying to make good livelihood by doing farming, and while growing up your crop, you have to apply pesticide. Is that then will the farming be called not Sammajiva or Michhajiva? And this will apply even for a garden that somebody might have in the house.
Now, these days, it becomes like very complicated farming. These days, like when we were in house, when before our monkhood life, we were in our house. It was quite very simple, very organic, very organic. So at that time, not such like now. What happened? Very complicated. Even now, I'm in Tripura, Northeast. They are very rare. I can't even see they're putting these medicines for killing insects. Very rare, very rare. So what I mean, it is like the conditions. If they are killing, then of course it is. But there are also chances. Now we are becoming more commercial. Become quite commercial. Of course, there are some conditions which we cannot read easily and we cannot understand them easily. We comes in emotion. Then for us, the we develop like value for ourselves. We the metta loving kindness is very low for other living beings. There we do these mistakes. Here in Tripura, I don't see like they are growing now in front of our monastery. There are many paddy fields I haven't seen anyone else who's putting medicine there. Killing is ultimately is wrong.
Thank you, Bhante. Bhante, this next one is related to bribes. So can you comment on this one, Bhante? If somebody has to take bribe or give bribe, but he is giving so giving bribe, then third one is he's giving bribe, but in his mind he is kind of giving it with metta, saying like I have compassion on you, although you are doing wrong things. Here you go if this helps you in your growing or whatever, and he gives the bribe. So can you comment on these situations related with bribe, Bhante? What would be wrong and what would be right?
Please, Pastor, can you tell me the meaning of bribe means what?
So the first one is somebody is accepting bribe.
Bribe means
bribe meaning corruption. He's asking
corruption.
for
Okay.
yes, Bhante.
Okay. Okay.
So first one is
So
he's
it is.
asking for it, right? The second one is somebody is asking it and you are giving it. So what would be the come up or the effect of not supporting good livelihood of another person here on this person who is giving bribe? And the third one is you are giving bribe knowing that it's wrong, but you are giving with a mind that you are trying to put up a lot of metta towards that person. Can you comment on these situations?
Oh, this situation is quite like, if you practice Dhamma, anyone practice Dhamma, or Sila, he gives importance to the Sila, he will see, he or she will see the advantages and disadvantages of doing so, definitely. And it will not make us happy when, even though he is taking, we will not be ready to give. And we will also not promote from our side, we will also not give. When anyone, if anyone follows the Dhamma, they face very difficulties. They feel, heatness in the body, heatness in the mind become very agitated, even though he's not doing, but he's giving. And also he will not tell others, oh, you go and for this purpose you do this. When you have this, thought of Dhamma, surely you will not do, and you will not tell him. You will maintain silence sometimes. You will maintain silence. So this is right, not quite. This is wrong, because we promote others. If anyone, upasakas or anyone, they themselves doing by thinking, that is their problem. But you are practicing, you are not telling others, then okay, no problem for you. Otherwise, it is not good. It is damaging society. Everyone will have same conditions. They will learn from you. They will also do same thing. If they can take action, then it is okay for his goodwill, for his to make him good person. Such thing can be done, but corruption is damaging country.
Thank you, Bhante. So Bhante, with respect to the questions so far we have asked, what I understood is that Shila has to be observed at 3 levels. One is personally, you don't break the Shila. Second, you don't break the Shila, but you do not make other people break the Shila. And third one is you don't advise other people to break the Shila. So those are the 3 levels where you need to observe your Shila. Is that correct understanding, Bhante?
Yes, Pastor.
Okay, Bhante. Yeah, thank you very much, Bhante. So now I'm kind of going with the second part of questions here. There are a lot of those up in here. And these are more like peculiar situations, particular situations. If somebody is a salesman and does his business with all truthfulness, so he's not telling lies, he's telling the correct price and everything, but the people are always doubting on him because he's a salesperson. So is that a wrong livelihood?
Can you repeat the
So Bante, somebody is a salesperson. He is doing his business truthfully. He is selling with the correct information. He's not lying when he is selling. But the other person, whoever he's trying to sell to, always think that he's a salesperson, so he's gonna lie. And so is that a wrong livelihood, Bante?
If he is not doing lie, if he is not telling lies, then it is okay, no problem. Of
Okay,
course,
Bante.
the people, people will keep on telling. So we normally, there are Lokia Dhamma, people will blame you, people will praise you. So those are temporary.
Okay, Bante. And then this one is in a situation where you have no choice but to accept a profession such as like selling meat or selling drugs or indulging in prostitution to help support your family. And then because you had no other option but to do this thing, is it still the wrong livelihood, Bante?
Now you can see the world is very wide. But we can think it is like, can't we get any job rather than doing this selling meat or killing animals? Thousand of people are doing something. They are not killing meat. They are not killing animals. They are not selling meat. There are many options. The problem with us is to get more money with within short period.
Okay, Bante.
So this is also Michha Jiva. It comes in Michha Jiva.
Okay, Bante, yeah. So no matter what the reasoning behind it would be still Michhajiva. Okay, Bante. Now this one is from a previous lecture. That somebody's parents have been abusive towards them, and this person still wanted to serve the parent. So in another Shila, we also say that keeping up a bad company is not good. So in this situation, Bante, with respect to parents, how does that apply or not apply? Can you comment on this one, Bante?
It is, so here we can compare. Where people directly, they are very harmful directly. But our parents and bad people, they haven't done good for us. But parents, since childhood, they are not abusing us or they are not beating us. They raise us with lots of difficulties, very difficulties. They have faced many difficulties to raise us, to feed us. So we can think, and it is our duty to develop khanti towards parents. If we are not there, then who will take care of them? Since our childhood, 10 years, 15 years, till 20 years, they are taking care of us. Now only they are starting to abuse us, to hate us. But it is okay. I will serve them back.
Bhante. Okay, Bhante. And then this next one is if a upasaka, not knowing the diet preference for a monk, gives non-vegetarian food in the alms bowl of a, say like a vegetarian Bhante, is he violating the monk's shila there?
No, he is not violating, because if monks guess something, or monks, like before we have done this answer, if monks guess, oh, this upasana might be killed for me, or he specially prepared for me, or he might order like this, if these thoughts running in his thought, then better monks should not accept. From his side, he might done or he might have done. It is up to him. But monk's side, monks should be very clear. If he have done, then of course it is wrong. If he did not do this, then no problem.
Okay, Bhante. Bhante, then again coming back to this question of vegetables, right? So is killing a plant life, is it considered panatipata? Is it breaking the shila?
No, no. It is not like panatipata. Normally, panatipata means pani, it means prani, which has pran, mind, which has pran, mind. Mind here, of course, prana means life. Both we have life. We also have life. Plants also have life. But what makes different? They are living things. We are living beings. So the different thing is we have mind. They don't have mind. But mind is the major thing. So they will not take reverse or word. They don't have like that. So there is not such like big offense as panatipata.
Okay, Bhante. Thank you very much, Bhante. This one is enlightenment and nirvana same?
Enlightenment is in English, nirvana is in Sanskrit. You va becomes double ba. It is in Pali, nibbana.
Nirvana in Sanskrit, Nibbana in Pali, and enlightenment in English. They are all the synonymous words, same thing. Okay, Bhante. Okay, Bhante. This one is again on the parent and child situation, Bhante. If a child is engaging in correct livelihood, but that is making the parents unhappy, and they are not they are unhappy and does not want to keep relation with this person now. How should one handle this situation? How should one balance this situation?
So the thing is, one who adopt this beautiful life, Dhamma life, they practicing Dhamma life, they slowly grow in mind. They will understand what is wrong, what is right. So many parents, not like Upasaka's parents. Sometimes my father said, "Oh, Bante, you come back. All doors are open. You can come at any time, night, evening, morning, anytime. You become householder." So it is problem from their side. They may like, they may not like your good life, Dhamma life. But the Dhamma life automatically promote thought. This will make you more matured in both side, in negative side, in positive side. If it is positive, then how much it is positive? If it is wrong, negative, how much it is wrong? So sometimes if the parents are talking like this, no, then those who practice Dhamma, they understand it is not the right condition for them to understand Dhamma, because to understand Dhamma, condition need it. So okay, so he will wait, or he will try, he will try, he will try to make them understand what is Dhamma. If they are not listening, okay, then Buddha also said, those who are not understand Dhamma, or those who are, you can say directly, fools, better to not talk with them. They will not understand at all. You can read, if you need more detail, then you can go Bala Pandita Vagga. There are lots of suttas about Bala and Pandita. So there you can get the definition. Those who are practiced, like, you can tell them quite wise, because they understand Dhamma, they understand Heri Otapa Lokiya Dhamma, protective Lokiya Dhamma. Because of them, they are practicing Dhamma. So it is, very related. So they can be like very good. You can say them as a wise. It is from parents' mistake. So you can also understand. It is, we don't have to judge them, but we have to understand. Okay, let them be, and let them talking what they want to talk. We should not disturb our mind. Sometimes we can also apply some of the famous, in, there is a very beautiful sutta translated by our Guruji, Acharya Buddharakita Bandiji. Sabha Sutta. There are some methods in Sabha Sutta. We can avoid things. Why? Intellectually, wisely, we can avoid. If they are speaking wrong things against you, if you are practicing Dhamma, then you can avoid them very peacefully. So there is method. You can also, if anyone interested, of course you can go and you can search that book, Minds Overcoming Its Anger. It's very good, very helpful.
Okay, thank you, Bante. I will check. We might have a PDF copy of Bante's book, so we'll share that on the group. Bante, I'll try. We are kind of over the time, but I'll try to take this one last one with respect to bribe again, Bante. When somebody is compelled by situation to pay bribe, then do they commit a kusala kamma?
Can you explain in a simple pasara?
Yes, Bante. So if you are forced to give bribe meaning you are forced to pay money to somebody to do corruption, yes, Bante, then do you, as a person who is giving this money, commit a kusala kamma?
If you are sharing money, normally in practical way, I also already mentioned it. The thing which makes you irritate, and before doing wrong, normally what happens, when anyone practicing silas, keeping silas very strongly, before breaking the silas, they experience like body is burning, disturb mind. Before breaking sila or promoting others to break sila, they will see the agitation in mind, uncomfortable in the mind. So from my side, I cannot like point out from the text, but it is not good to give money.
Okay, Bante. So bribing,
You really
supporting the bribe is not good. Yeah. Okay, Bante.
Yeah, if you really like to meditate or something like this, no, then it is not good, because you for Dhamma practitioner, small things makes more matters. For them it is means, it makes matter. Sometimes Bada Bhanteji used to tell us, don't. He is very strict, no. He said, don't. You should not represent Dhamma in a wrong, or don't play with the Dhamma very strictly. Otherwise, see, I will punish you. He is very strict. We should from him we can learn. Like we should respect Dhamma, especially when you are meditating or you are believing on Kamma, Kamma and Kamma Vipaka. Then of course that is dangerous. It can mislead someone to somewhere. In Tamotama Sutta, it is very good sutta. Tamotama Sutta, darkness to darkness, darkness to lightness, lightness to darkness, lightness to lightness. So this is the thing, when a upasaka, when a lay upasaka, lay person who don't know Dhamma, and you fellow trying him to go dark to dark, dark to dark, but you should help him to go dark to light. You will not feel comfortable when you are doing this thing. Surely you will not feel comfortable if you are respecting Dhamma. And then at the final, it is up to you how the person will manage. But respecting Dhamma, of course, then surely he feel very agitation and uncomfort mind.
Thank you very much, Bhante. Thank you again once more, Bhante, for joining us from Supnachari, Arunachal Pradesh. And I also wanted to thank Bhante Dhammadatta for taking up the role of a host monk in absence of Bhante Buddhadatta. Until we meet again, Namo Buddhaya.